Should marijuana really be illegal? What if I told you that it shouldn't? Imagine yourself undergoing chemotherapy and you try all the pharmaceutical medications to help ease your nausea and vomiting, but nothing seems to work. Your physician tells you that your last option is medical marijuana. Would you accept it or would you decline it? Many Americans have been led to believe that marijuana is a horrible drug. That's why it is looked down on by so many people. But my argument is that our federal government should legalize marijuana. I firmly believe that if marijuana is legalized, that it would decrease many of the issues we're facing here in the United States today. I will discuss 3 positive influences legalization of marijuana will have, how our government can gain money, how our crime rate in America can decrease, and how it can help certain individuals with certain illnesses. Marijuana dealers make billions of dollars each year on the black market. Our government could definitely benefit from an extra few $1 billion. Drugpolicy.org states that the amount spent annually in the U.S. on the war on drugs is $51 billion. This is a large amount of money. If our federal government was to legalize marijuana, we could then omit the part of the war dedicated to marijuana, which would decrease our costs. Drugpolicy.org also says that the estimated annual revenue that California could raise if it taxed and regulated the sale of marijuana is $1.4 million. This is California alone. Imagine if each state could tax and regulate the sale of marijuana. Dr. Jeffrey Myron states in a public speaking that replacing marijuana prohibition with a system of taxation and regulation similar to that of alcoholic beverages would produce a combined savings and tax revenue of between $10 to $14 billion. Our government can indeed use an extra $10 to $14 billion. This money plus that and a decrease on the war on drug costs would be a major advantage. Marijuana is actually legal for recreational use in 2 different states. I-502's campaign manager, Allison Homecoming, states that Washington State Initiative 5 legalizes marijuana in the state of Washington. This allows recreational use with restrictions, as it should be. The same laws that apply to alcohol basically apply to marijuana in this state. Although marijuana is legal here, it is only legal statewide. It is still illegal by the federal government, so the federal government can come and stop this at any time, which is a major problem. The task force report on the implementation of Amendment 64, that this constitutional amendment authorizes the use and regulation of marijuana in Colorado. This allows personal use, limited possession, and limited homegrown to be legal under the Colorado law for adults 21 years of age and older. Both states are planning to focus more on violent crimes since small possession of marijuana is now legal in their states. In 2004, Barack Obama said to a group of students at Northern University that in terms of the legalization of drugs, I think the war on drugs has been an utter failure. I think we need to rethink, decriminalize our marijuana laws. But I'm not somebody who believes in marijuana legalization. Although President Obama doesn't believe in the legalization of marijuana, he believes in decriminalization, which I believe is a start. 15 states have marijuana decriminalization laws. 2 out of 15 have made marijuana legal in their states. The time is now that marijuana is legalized. Procon.org states that not until 1972 the U.S. Congress placed marijuana in Schedule 1 of the Controlled Substance Act, because they consider it to have no accepted medical use. Since then, 18 of the U.S. states plus the District of Columbia have legalized the medical use of marijuana. medical marijuana can be used to help many illnesses such as glaucoma, hepatitis C, multiple sclerosis, muscle spasms, nausea from chemotherapy, and the list goes on. Procon.org also indicated their record shows that almost 2.5 million people across the U.S. use prescription marijuana. This includes the District of Columbia. Julia Lunko had suffered from multiple sclerosis for over 20 years. She says over the 20 years she had suffered from this disease, she had taken over 30 pharmaceutical medications to treat it, but the side effects were so bad she couldn't tell where multiple sclerosis ended and the side effects started. So she began eating marijuana and brownies once a day. She said it was a life-changing experience, and that she don't do it. She said she now doesn't take any other pharmaceutical medicine, and she said she doesn't do it for the pleasure. She simply does it for the pain relief. Marijuana is often associated with the use of alcohol, but in reality, which one is truly different? Many people have died from the use of alcohol, but no deaths have been reported with the use of marijuana. Many people have died because of the overdose of alcohol. But have you ever heard of overdose of marijuana? Alcohol use have actually been proven to be, it has actually been proven to increase the risk of injury, but marijuana has been associated with decreasing the risk of injury. The time is now that our federal government legalized marijuana. Why end the prohibition of alcohol but keep the prohibition of marijuana? When recent studies have shown which one is more harmful to the community and to the consumer, and it is not marijuana. The time is now that our federal government legalizes marijuana.